Hey everybody, and welcome back to My Appalachian Life. I'm Joanna. I'm glad to see you here. I'm trying to finish this video for the week, and I'm having trouble getting the video to download from my phone to the computer so I can edit it and post it. So I'm hoping I can get the wrinkles ironed out quickly and get that posted. But I'm sitting here this afternoon eating on some popcorn and having my diet caffeine-free Coke. That's instead of eating supper tonight. But this week's video, I tried a new cookie recipe. I went to a Memorial Day outing, which was fun. Worked a lot around the house. We've had a lot of rain this week, so Friday was the first time I could get out and mow. So I got everything mowed, and then I had a terrible surprise. You'll see in the video toward the end. And I finished the week out yesterday, which was Saturday, and treated myself to lunch and went to Cracker Barrel. I haven't been there in years, so I wanted to check out the campfire meals that they're advertising for the season. So the only one that looked appealing to me was the chicken one, but they all came with these corn on the cob, and I didn't want to eat corn on the cob in a restaurant and get that all over my mouth and corn between my teeth. So I opted for another dish. So I got the catfish with hash brown potatoes and steamed broccoli. It was pretty good. It wasn't anything spectacular. But that's about all I've been into this week. I did have to do some maintenance on the tractor. I'm still learning how to take care of that tractor. But there's a gauge on it. And I noticed when I started mowing, after a little while, the gauge started getting up closer and closer to the red mark. So when it got to the red mark, I just stopped the tractor. And I thought, I don't know what this gauge is, but I do know red is not good. So I got the manual out. Well, it turns out to be the temperature gauge, and said to check the radiator. So after the engine cooled, I did that, and there wasn't any water in the radiator. So it said to do a 50-50 mix of antifreeze and water. So that's what I did, and poured in the radiator. So I hope everything is okay. I mowed with the riding mower, and it takes me a lot longer to mow with that than it does with the tractor. So I got a little bit too much sun while I was out there mowing Friday, but I'll be okay. But anyway, I hope you all be blessed. Thank you for watching the video, and we'll see you next time. God loves you, and I do too. And if you don't know him, ask him into your heart today. He's coming back soon. We'll see you later. Enjoy. Happy Memorial Day, you guys. I have made Amy's Louisiana fruit salad, and I got it in this pretty red bowl, ready to take to the barbecue I've been invited to. Sorry about that noise with the microphone. Microphone is right here. I'm sorry. But I've got it in the refrigerator chilling, ready to take it to a barbecue later this afternoon that I've been invited to. But when Donna and I came home from North Carolina shopping Saturday, we stopped in Roan Mountain at Smoky Mountain Bakers. And they have a lot of pastry and breads and cookies and pizzas and subs. And it was late Saturday, so their inventory on pastries and cookies and stuff was low. But I got some oatmeal cranberry walnut cookies. And I'm telling you, they were delicious. And I just got 4 of them, and I ate those 4 in 2 days. So this morning I found a recipe online. And I think it's from Two Sugar Bugs is the name of her blog that I got it from. So it's called Chewy Oatmeal Cranberry Walnut Cookies. And it has the ingredients that I thought I tasted in this cookie. Of course, you got flour and butter. I tasted the brown sugar and the oatmeal and vanilla. And that's basically all this is, plus the cranberries. So I thought I'd whip up a batch real quick before I go to our outing this afternoon. So what I have done is taken 2 sticks of cold butter. It calls for unsalted butter, but mine was salted, so I cut down on the salt a little bit in the recipe. But You cube that butter and put it in a stand mixer along with the kosher salt. It calls for kosher salt. And it calls for a half teaspoon, but I only used a quarter teaspoon since my butter was already salted. So the next step is to, it said to scrape down the sides of the bowls, and that's what I was trying to do here. And down. Now let's see what it says to do. Then add the dark brown, sugar, which is 1 cup. 1 cup of dark brown sugar. And the granulated sugar, which is also 1 cup. And mix on low until it's incorporated. Then turn up to medium-high and beat until light and fluffy, which will take about 3 minutes. And stop and scrape the bowl at least once during this time. So let's get our sugar in. Let's see, 1 cup of white sugar, white granulated sugar. And 1 cup of dark brown sugar. If I can get the bag open. This is a 1/2 cup measure that I'm using. Okay. Now I'll be back after I get this beat up because you don't want to be listening to this noise, okay? Okay, I have the sugars and the butter and the salt all blended in here really good, and it's nice and smooth and creamy looking. So I'm going to do the next step. It says scrape down your bowl and add pure vanilla extract, 1 tablespoon. So I have that right here going in. And 2 large eggs, 1 at a time. So let me go ahead and crack 1 in there. Being careful not to get any eggshell in the bowl. With the way I've been going, I had the 2 eggs laying on the counter. 1 of them rolled off and hit the floor. And I want you to know it was a double yolk egg. And I had to clean up the floor. And then I measured my vanilla out in my tablespoon and just had it sitting here ready to pour in. Well, my hand hit it and it spilled all over the countertop. So I had to clean that up. So then I put it in this little cup so I couldn't spill it anymore. So here goes 1 egg in, and I'll be back when I mix that up a little bit and we'll add the other egg. Got the 1 egg mixed up, in goes the 2nd egg. This mixer I had several years ago, bought it from Aldi. And I like it because it's really lightweight, but it's kind of awkward to use. So here goes the 2nd egg, and I'll be back in a minute. Okay, got both eggs and the vanilla mixed in there. So now the next step says, with the mixer on low, add the baking soda, which is a 1/2 teaspoon, and cornstarch, which is 2 teaspoons. Mix on low for about 15 to 30 seconds until fully combined. So let's turn this on low. I hate for you all to have to listen to this mixer because it is pretty loud. So anyway, it's a 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda. Let me go ahead and put that in. This is a quarter, so I'm 2 of these. I think this is going to be exactly 2 teaspoons if I can get the rest of this out of the. Okay. Throw that away. Let me mix this up for 2 seconds. Okay, got those eggs blended up in there really good. So, and the cornstarch and the baking soda. So now it says then add all-purpose flour, 1½ cups, and blend until a few large streaks of flour remain and scrape up and down the bowl. So I've got 1 cup in there already, and here goes the other half. It's 1½ cups of white lily all-purpose flour, and I'm using the, well, I couldn't find the unbleached, but when I can't find it, I have to get the enriched bleached flour. So let me get the flour mixed up. All right, now I'm adding in 3 cups of old-fashioned oats. And make sure it said 3 cups. Yes, 3 cups. And I've already got 2.5 cups in there. So this is the last half cup, makes 3 cups. And it says to add in 1/2 cup of toasted walnuts. Well, I don't have walnuts, so I'm using toasted pecans. And I toasted them earlier, had them sitting on this tray cooling. So I'll just get those in real quick if I can do it by avoiding that paddle in the batter. I'll just do a handful at a time. What I did was just put a piece of the aluminum foil on this baking sheet with my Emerald Lagasse all-in-one baker over here. And I baked those at 350 for about 5 to 6 minutes. And it also calls for 3/4 cup of ground cranberries. I'm using the craisins. There's a 1/2 cup here. And about 1/2 of that. Okay. Now the craisins are in. Have I got all the ingredients? Toasted pecans, butter, kosher salt, brown sugar, granulated sugar, 2 eggs, teaspoon vanilla, baking soda, cornstarch, flour, rolled oats, and dried cranberries. That's all the ingredients there are. So I'm going to mix this on low speed until it's all well combined. Okay, I have the dough all prepared and scraped down the sides, and that's what it looks like. So now it says to take a cookie scoop and put them 2 inches apart on the baking tray. I have not yet found my cookie scoop, so I'm using an ice cream scoop. I'm just dipping it in a little water to make it easy for that dough to come off, and I'm just kind of making a little ball right there. Mash it down just a little bit. So, and it says to bake 12 to 14 minutes in a 350 degree prepared oven, preheated oven. And mine is preheated now and ready to load these cookies. So I'll finish putting these on the sheet. Didn't know you couldn't see. And I'll get them in the oven.
We got a little spark on it.
Logan created this thing called a potato gun. And it scares the fire out of me when he shoots it. Loading a potato.
I've got it shooting right now, right to that fence line out there. Yeah, I can hit that fence line. I've tried to hit certain points.
What would happen if you put more on that?
More of this in it.
All right, Logan's mom is going to try to shoot it.
It was like purple. Really?
Really? This one wears everything. Oh, God. Yeah, that was actually based on a reg like the plate.
Such pretty landscaping in here. She's got blackberries growing in here. They are blooming. Such a pretty bird feeder here. Such a pretty barn. And an owl in the wind here is a garden ornament. See if I can zoom in on him. Neat. Here's Midnight Star. Oh.
Is it midnight? Yeah, midnight.
That one used to pull a cart.
Yeah. I'll get him out and then you guys can pet him. He's take him out here and he can start eating. And then if anybody wants to pet him, they can.
Oh.
I want to pet him. Oh, okay.
There's a step down.
Big a drop as I thought. Oh, yeah.
The dogs? I don't know. We may get them out.
This is like a big dog.
What you doing? He's like, oh, I found a friend. Turn around and walk the other way.
Oh. Just following wherever you go. When I just finished mowing and came in, and then I see this black snake, I think it's a black snake, crawling up the corner of my house, and I'm terrified. Oh, mercy. Is it a black snake? It's trying to find somewhere to slither into. I don't want it in the house. I've got this long thing here. I think I'm going to try to pull it down. I tried, but most of it was already up on the roof of the porch. I don't know what I'd do with it once it came down anyway. Just hope I don't get bit. Well, I think it's trying to drink water or something out of that gutter. RFK Jr., where are you when I need you? Get rid of this snake. Well, it's about an hour and a half later since I saw the snake go in the gutter. It went in the gutter there on the side. And I came out to brush Mercy down and put her up for the night. We're sitting down here on the old cart. She's rubbing against me, so you may see that the camera's going to be moving when she hits up against me. But I took that big long metal thing and put the hook down in the gutter and went all the way across and down that side. And there wasn't anything in the gutters. So I don't know where the snake went to. But I'm keeping my eyes peeled.